Welcome back to Down the Track. This is the player ratings for the Mumbai Indians versus Chennai Super Kings match. What an unbelievable game. A high scoring thriller, and I just couldn't believe it, man. At one stage, it looked like it was Chennai's game. Mumbai then came back into it. Then Chennai, Raidu finished it off, and then Mumbai. And then it was that man, Curran Pollard. He just finished it off. What an innings. I thought we'll do the player ratings. We'll go CSK first and then Mumbai, and then whoever's joining us can come up with their ratings as well. But Don, you do CSK, I'll do Mumbai. How are you doing,
Yeah,
first of all?
bro. I feel like today's the rating should be Kyron Pollard 100 on 10 and close the show.
I forgot to tell you, yesterday for Harpreet, I
You
gave
gave
him
him
11.
11 on 10. I saw it. I saw that.
I forgot to consult with you, but this is the, yeah.
I saw that.
The reason
I was
behind it,
good.
we didn't know. We didn't
Yeah,
know about it.
I was gonna text you, but I just been a little bit busy this morning. But I was like, I saw that in the morning, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, just very quickly, your initial thoughts. What an unbelievable match of cricket.
Man, I mean, it was just sublime batting throughout, right? You saw Moin Ali and Faf started off very well. Ambati Raidu just had a blinder of an innings,
Wonderful.
and then Quinton de Kock and Rohit Sharma started off very well, and then they lost their way in the middle of it, and then Karen Pollard just, oof, wow, he just went batshit crazy. That kind of what was 87 from 34 balls or something. That's just mental. Like it's and to be able to do that and get those runs in the end was I think for the most important point I think and I guess it's very important to mention this for me personally. I thought that Sam Curran bowled a beautiful over to what's his name, Pollard, and he gave him only 2 runs or something of that sort. So then when he came back for his last over, the
Hmm.
importance of that 6, 6 and 2 from Hardik Pandya, I think that was the game, that was
I
the moment
completely agree with
it
that.
went in completely in favor of Pollard to finish it off.
I agree with
If
that.
Pandya wasn't able to do that, I don't think they would have won that game.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, and that's why I think it's a team game. You can't just rely on one guy, and they did help in the Hardik Pandya and Krunal Pandya did play their part in this win as well.
Yeah.
Let's just start off with the CSK ratings with you, and then we can go to Mumbai. Starting off with Gaikwad, it just wasn't his day today.
Yeah, it just wasn't his day. He's a phenomenal player, but it's just not his day. So not much to rate him on because he got on the first over, if I'm not wrong. So 4 on 10 for him.
For 10 for Gaikwad, Faf du Plessis, unbelievable form. That one over, particularly against Bumrah, who was really severe.
Yeah, he and to be able to do it to Bumrah like that is just beautiful. It's not easy. He's a top class bowler. He just had an off day today, obviously, but Faf du Plessis has been in some fine form. And it's just beautiful to see that kind of hitting, and it's all around the park, right? It's just not like how Pollard was trying to focus on the leg side. It's not like that. It's just all over the place. He hits it on merit. And it's beautiful to see. I just thought he got out at the wrong time, just similar to Moin Ali. So I'll be a little bit harsh on that. 8 and a half on 10.
8.5 on 10 for Faf. Moin Ali again, wonderful timing. I really liked how he was flicking the ball over square leg, but a very good partnership with Faf to proceed. Did you want him to bat on more, or do you think it was just like he did his job?
No, I think it is very important, especially when for both of them to go in such quick succession, for Ali and Faf to go in quick succession was very unfortunate. I mean, that kind of, I mean, they were lucky that Ambati had the game that he had. Otherwise, it could have been a little bit tricky for them. So it's very again, just being a little harsh on them and giving them 8.5 because I felt like both of them just got out of the wrong space in the wrong time, and they could have really kicked on from a very good start. So
Yeah.
just very good innings, but just to on that point, I'm just cutting off that 1.5 point.
One
Actually,
and a half.
I'll give Moin Ali a 9 because he also took that wicket. It's
Yeah,
unfair, yeah. So
and
I'll
gave
give him a
only
9
one run.
in 1 run in that over. So very
Yeah,
important, yeah.
9 on 10. Suresh Raina is just not clicking this season.
Yeah, I mean, he started off well. He had a couple of good games in the beginning, and then it's just not working. And it shows that he's a little rusty still because he hasn't been playing too much cricket. Him and Dhoni are in that frame, unfortunately. But not much you can do about that, and it's not working out. But he's a proper Chennai through and through. So I think he'll stick around for a little bit longer. So 4 on 10 for him was in his day today.
4 and 10. And then we talked about Ambati Raidu, sublime hitting. He was timing it over extra cover, over square leg. Short range was wonderful and clearing the boundary with ease.
Absolutely. I want to give him a 10, but I'm a stickler for giving 10, so I'm going to give him a 9.5 only because there's
72 of
honestly,
27
yeah,
deliveries.
there's
Strike rate of
honestly
266.
I shouldn't be doing this, and I feel like I'll get some stick for people who are watching this. But the only reason I can say is because he he was on the losing side. That's the only reason I can think of to not give him a 10. But would you give him a 10? I think we can give him a 10.
100%.
Yeah, I think
I
we
would
can give
have
him a
given,
10.
because it's not his fault, right? Like that,
True.
there's nothing he could have done. 72 of 27 deliveries. I
True,
don't think
true,
there's
true,
anything.
true. I
That but
think
that innings was matching Pollard's innings.
I think we'll give him a 10. It's only fair to give him a 10. I wanted to give him a 10. I wrote 10 and then I cut it down and wrote 9.5 because I'm just a stickler for giving 10s. But
I
I
could
think
understand if it was 70 or 50 and he consumed a bit more
yeah,
deliveries and
yeah,
stuff. I could understand,
yeah.
but here he didn't do anything wrong. I
Fair
believe that.
enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough. I
10.
think 10 is fair. I think.
10 on 10. Jadeja, slow innings here, you can be critical. I think he didn't match the run rate. It was a good wicket to bat on, and 100 strike rate for Jadeja. He survived an LBW decision, and it was the right review, but then also got dropped by Pollard. Unlucky, but lucky for Jadeja. But he just couldn't get going.
He couldn't get going with the bat and with the ball also poor. He got whacked by Pollard in the 13th over. I think it was a very important over for him. He got taken to the
That was the
cleaners and out
matchup they were looking at for to pick
for
up the
Jaddu.
wicket, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, and that didn't work out in his favor at all. So I think a poor performance from Jaddu. Usually a fine player for this Chennai side, but not his day to day 3 on 10.
3 on 10 for Jadeja. And then MS Dhoni, he didn't come to
Again,
bat.
yeah,
And if you don't want to rate him on his captaincy, I'm guessing.
yeah, it won't be fair.
Okay, not available for Dhoni. Sam Curran, like you said, he bowled some really good overs. Even after a Pandya got out, he bowled well to Pollard again.
What growing in stature, man. This guy can do anything. I mean, he is just so good. Like you saw an unbelievable knock against India in that England shirt, and he's been consistently picking up wickets for Chennai in the yellow also. And he's just been so good for Chennai, for England. And he's just a young kid who's just going to grow. I think he's one of the most sought out all rounders to look forward to in the coming years. Massive performance again. A 9 on 10 for him. I think that in the end, that 6-6-2 against Pandya was probably the game changer. But again, a little harsh, I think, again, a 9 on 10 for him.
And a 9 on 10 for Sam Curran. And then Shardul Thakur.
Again, Thakur has been poor this season, completely very
14
poor this
runs
full
economy
season.
rate.
Full season has been poor for CSK. He hasn't been taking those wickets. We've gotten used to seeing him being expensive, but he's always had 2-3 wickets all along, and that's not been happening. And that's been a little bit of a downer for Chennai this season. And I guess Mumbai was able to score those 220 runs because this is the kind of bowling that they come up against. They have 2-3 good bowlers, but then they have 1 or 2 bowlers that they can really target. And Shardul Thakur is becoming one of those target bowlers. So a poor performance. He got that wicket, so I'm going to give him a 3.5. But I think it's a poor performance again.
Yeah, 3.5 for Shardul Thakur. And the problem is not picking up those wickets, like you said.
Yeah.
So I think that's been a big issue. Deepak Chahar, no wickets again, but he didn't get as hit compared to his counterparts.
Yeah, I think again, the most important thing for Chahar is the wickets column. But I think he came up against a in-form Quinton de Kock and out of form Rohit Sharma, who got lucky, I think, in that power play. A couple of things here and there could have easily gone into hands, but I think he got a little unlucky. So I won't be too harsh on Chahar. I'll give him a 5. He does need to pick wickets though, so somewhere in the middle kind of performance for him. So.
Agreed. And Lungi and Giddy just wasn't his day. Last over, bowled too many full tosses. I think he should have just tried back of the length against Pollard. Especially, I know you can get hit wherever you go to Pollard, but those full tosses are criminal at that stage. I understand it's pressure and everything. It's easy to talk for me from the outside, but Ngidi is your experienced bowler, frontline bowler. You expect more from him. Maybe not every game, but this was a bit too expensive.
Yeah, and I think as much as this Chennai side wants pace in their bowling, I think that they're lacking that out and out death over bowler to kind of back Sam Curran, and that probably will be Dwayne Bravo. So as much as they want pace in this team, they might have to rethink their strategy a little bit over there in terms of maybe trying to see how they can fit in Bravo over there in those end overs, because they have been a little expensive throughout the tournament with those runs in the end. So another poor performance by Lungi and Giddy. 3 is my lowest score. I'll be fair to him, give him a 3 again. But maybe a 2.5 is also fair to him. Honestly, it's a very poor performance. 60 odd runs in 4 overs. It's from your premier fast bowler. You have to do better than that.
You can't bowl full tosses to Pollard. You bowl one, okay. You can't get away with 3 full tosses in an over.
Yeah.
That is not acceptable. And I think he should just try something different. If he got hit, then I would have said something else. I would say at least he tried. It was just Pollard's day. But here you can't bowl full tosses like that.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, that wraps up Chennai. You can ask me about Mumbai Indians.
The guy who's coming back into form, Quinton de Kock, very big for Mumbai for him for his form.
Yeah, I think him and Rohit Sharma gave them a good start. If they lost this game, I would have maybe taken off a mark for not converting a big score, but they laid the platform and they understood that they have batsmen coming behind them, so they made sure the strike rate never dipped. 70 of 7 overs, I think very good strike rate. I'm going to give them 7 out of 10, both Quinton and Rohit.
I think that's a fair assessment for both of them. I think, although Rohit Sharma looked a little bit out of sorts, he was getting a few top edges here and there.
And that is very surprising. And he looked much better on a tougher wicket in Chennai. Here it is a much better wicket, and this is not the first time. Even against Rajasthan, he looked a bit dodgy, like he wasn't connecting properly and playing some risky shots.
Harsha Bhogle tweeted about the fact that both of them, both Virat and Rohit, have looked a little bit out of sorts this IPL because I think they're trying to go too hard at the ball because they expect like they play ball on the merit. I think that's something that even I noticed, and I think that that is probably what it is. And I think maybe it's the pressure, maybe whatever it is, they're just trying too hard to go at it. And they play the ball, wait for it to come to you. That's their strength. And on a solid pitch like this, you expect Rohit Sharma to do a little bit more. But I think a 7 is a fair assessment. And then Surya Kumar Yadav kind of tapered off after a couple of good starts in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and most of his games, my criticism of him was once he's getting in, he's playing wonderful shots, he's giving away his wicket. Today, he didn't get that start, and I think that will build some pressure on him now because it's and that shows when you make the 20s, 30s, you can't take it for granted. You have to convert those, and he needs to be more consistent. He has all the shots, but sometimes you have to keep them in the locker and rotate the strike. Here today, it was different situation. I'm going to mark him harsh just because of his score, but. I understand for today, but the other games are more critical of him because once you're set, you need to convert. So, but for today, I'm still going to give him 3 out of 10. You expect Surya Kumar to step up. He's got that India cap now as well, and he needs to be more consistent, I feel, as a batsman, batting one down from Mumbai.
That's fair. Krunal Pandya, surprising push up the order for him.
Yeah, he's batting at number 4 now since Ishan Kishan isn't there, and I think that's a left hand, right hand kind of thing they want to go with, and just to keep a left-hander there in the middle to mess with the bowler's line. And I think he did a very good job. His partnership with Pollard was very important. When needed, he hit the boundaries as well, which took pressure off Pollard, and I felt that it was a very good partnership. Again, he should have stayed there till the end, but I think he didn't waste any deliveries and batted well. I'm going to give him 8 on 10 actually. I'm going to give him 8 on 10.
That's fair. I'll move on to Hardik Pandya.
Hardik Pandya, again, it's only 16 of 7 deliveries, but you talked about the 2 sixes and that he hit, and that changed the game. And what beautiful shots, man! Like on what was it? Like on the back foot, kind of, it was like wonderful
that
shot.
Off square leg. Oof.
Yeah,
square leg.
Ridiculous the way. Yeah, ridiculous. Again, he would like to have to finish it. He would have liked to finish it off, but you can tell these guys are loving Delhi. They don't like that CSK Chennai kind of pitch. They're loving Delhi, and they're looking.
They go to Bangalore from here. Oof.
Yeah, so Mumbai is now looking dangerous, and their weakness wasn't Chennai. It got exposed, but more than not, when you give them a good batting service, which you do see in T20s these days, they're going to make a mockery out of it. And like we said before, Chennai have the batting depth, and that's why they scored 214. But Mumbai have match winners, like 3 of them, and you clearly saw that today. So Hardik Pandya, I'm going to give him 7 on 10.
Fair enough. Jimmy Neesham.
Jimmy Neesham, 4 on 10. I wanted to give him 3, but it's his first game. It's okay. He'll get used to it. First ball, he got out on a duck, and I understand that the situation was trying to hit. Even with the ball, he was expensive. I'll just give him 4 on 10.
Yeah. I feel like you realize that I've left the best for the last, right? So we'll finish off.
Yeah.
We'll
That's
talk
right.
about yeah. And then Rahul Chahar.
Rahul Chahar, 6 on 10. Well, everyone is getting smacked. I think he bowled well. He didn't pick up the wickets today, which you do expect of him. But 8 runs economy when everyone's averaging 11, 12, 13 runs and over, I think that's, for a leg spinner, that's pretty good.
And I wish he got a couple of wickets because my fantasy points took a beating because of him. But Dhaval Kulkarni?
Kulkarni, again, I'll be a bit less harsh because he hasn't played every game, but he's been an issue, man. Even last season when he came on Mumbai, he suffered with that third seamer. And again, today, I know Neesham was there, but Kulkarni needs to step up. And the Indian third seamer is an issue with them. Whenever he does come, he is expensive. But again, he doesn't play regularly, so I'm going to give him 4 on 10.
Fair enough. Jasprit Bumrah off day today for him.
Wow, man, he got smashed today. I think the last time we saw this was against Chennai only when Bravo went crazy.
Yeah,
I think that was the last time I saw him. He got smashed today. Faf du Plessis was severe on him. Ambati Raidu was severe on him. And but he's a champion bowler, like you said also before. He will come back. And it's good that he has games like this, right? Like he has
Keeps
to
him
learn from
grounded.
it. It keeps him grounded, and it allows him to work on new deliveries. And he'll have to work on it. Today just was not his day. Whatever he did just didn't turn. And fair enough. He's had a wonderful IPL. He's averaging an economy of like 4. So one game he goes for 50. It's okay for me. It's not a big deal. But on his performance, I'm going to give him 3. I would have gone 2, but he's bowled well this season. You can afford a bad day.
Fair enough. Trent Bolt.
Bowled 5 on 10. He picked up a wicket. He was expensive, but I felt that he had wicket-taking options. He always looks to be aggressive. I think Bumrah is the one who they look at in terms of economy and Bolt to pick up wickets. Again, not his greatest day, but I'll just give him 5 on 10. I think it's average performance.
Fair enough. And then the man, the myth, the captain of the Mustafa Ismail team. What a masterstroke on that one, though. What a masterstroke.
I can now say it's a masterstroke and what a genius I am and everything, but I'm telling you, I'm not trying to be humble. That is complete luck. My thinking behind this, I forgot about his record against CSK. I know I should know all this, and I was remembered, like the commentators reminded me, but my thinking was I need someone different. And I just went that you had Harpreet or what's it, Harpreet, sorry. People have kept Russell, and I just felt I didn't even know if it's going to be his day or not. I just needed someone different, and I did not expect this. Maybe like I was hoping a wicket and 30-40 runs. He gave me double that.
Yeah, that's just amazing.
So firstly, sorry, I didn't want to cut.
No, I just said it's just been amazing. What a performance for him.
Yeah, firstly, I want to talk about his bowling. Without his bowling performance, they would have made 250. I think Rohit Sharma missed a trick by not completing his quota. When a man is taking wickets like that, and he almost got Jadeja out again, you cannot take him out of the attack. I understand that you have Bumrah, you have Bolt, but sometimes you have to play to situation, and sometimes it's not your day. And whoever's day is it, give him the ball. It was Pollard's day today completely, and I think Rohit Sharma should have gone with instinct rather than a particular plan. You have to be flexible in cricket. You can't just depend on one person to do all the work for you. And today Bumrah wasn't working. They should have given Pollard the ball. If he got hit, no problem. But you could clearly see the man's picking up 2 wickets in an over, and that 2 big wickets. I think they should have continued with him. So that was in terms of bowling. I think it was fantastic. I think the change of pace that worked. Because the ball was coming nicely onto the bat, and Pollard with his cutters and his slower deliveries, it kind of deceived Chennai. And with his batting, oh my God, man. This is why West Indies is the number 1 team in T20s. These guys can just pull a rabbit out of the hat, and the power that they possess is next to none. And for me, it's the most exciting. I love watching classic cricket. I like watching beautiful shots, but like excitement-wise, I just can't, because the innings that they play, it's not real. It's like it just seems out of reach. What was the equation? 80 of 30 balls?
Yeah, something like that.
You can't do that like in cricket. You can't do that. And the power which he was hitting, immense. The calmness that he was portrayed, immense. I think it was just wonderful batsmanship by Pollard. One thing, he should have ran the doubles. He missed a trick over there, but when you're, I guess when you're
6 like that, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But that's just one thing I looked at. I felt that he should have ran the double, because that's how you put the batsman under pressure, right? The fielders under pressure. You need to make them fumble, and they fumbled. You could have ran 2 there easily, and it would have been a bit less. But that's just a small criticism. I'm not gonna dock any points of that. 10 on 10. What did you think about that?
I mean, man, what else? I was thinking you'd probably give him another 11 or something, because you're usually very, very high on your praise and very harsh on your criticism. So I think, but I think just. It's
just that I've seen Pollard do this before Trinidad. I've seen him do it for West Indies. That's the only thing. But 10 on 10, man.
Phenomenal.
These West Indians are just crazy, man. The way they bat, the power that they have is just excitement, right? That's what it is. It brings excitement because it makes you want to believe as well as a fan. Now whenever Pollard comes, you know that something incredible can happen. Hardik Pandya, beautiful to watch, even when he's hitting. But the power that Pollard possesses is
unreal.
It's next to none. And yeah, he's been doing this consistently for 10, 11 years. He's right up there as one of the IPL greats. If you can win matches like
Absolutely.
that, for me, you're an IPL great. I've seen Russell do it, Pollard, I've seen him do it, but it's been a while since I've seen an innings like this in particular.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think the best game of the season so far.
And very smart. Just lastly, the last ball that he played, they went for two. That's very smart. He didn't try to swing blindly.
Yeah,
That
he
was a
looked at
very
the gap.
smart, yeah, very smart shot. And no, he bluffed Dhoni. Dhoni is a great captain and everything like that, but I don't think Dhoni expected that either.
Yeah, I think Dhoni expected him to go for it like hardcore, but he smartly
Yeah,
pushed him. Even the
yeah,
fielder was not expecting it. I feel like he was slow off the blocks, and that's why that a couple extra seconds as well. So,
yeah.
yeah, I think solid,
When he
absolutely
has to run the twos,
phenomenal,
he'll run it.
absolutely phenomenal, man. What a player! What a player! And
Yeah.
that wraps it up. Looking forward to
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, just quickly, your thoughts on the captaincy change. Kane Williamson is now the captain. David Warner has to step down. Unfortunate. What are your thoughts on it? I earlier with the guys when we are doing the post live match reaction after the Mumbai game, I said my thoughts. I felt, it wasn't. It was kind of surprising to me, and I'm looking at the other side of it as well because I feel bad for Warner. But
Yeah.
your thoughts on this because Kane Williamson is also a brilliant captain.
Yeah, he's a legend for the Sunrisers. I'm surprised by the decision,
David
actually.
Warner.
Honestly, yeah. I honestly, whenever I feel like I've always been a stickler for the fact that any kind of big changes in the middle of the season, it's not really the way to go. Like
Yes.
when it's happened before with Gautam Gambhir, it's happened before
Dinesh
with I think
Karthik.
Dinesh Karthik and stuff. The season just falls apart. I just feel like that's not the way to go for it. I don't know what the reasoning behind it is. It could maybe be the beginning of a complete turnaround, and I could be eating my words. But at this point in time, I'm just
Yeah.
surprised. Yes, I agree that it's not working out for Warner, and maybe they wanted to drop him or something like that. That's probably the reason that they probably jumped the gun on this. But if that's the case, then that's obviously why they wanted to do it. But I'm just not a fan of such major changes mid-season. You had a bad season, you can just go through with it, and then always you have the opportunity to make that change when it's the off season. So I'm a little surprised. Having said that, I think Kane's an excellent leader. I don't know if Warner is going to be the kind of guy that's going to be sitting in the bench, or if they're just going to give him the batting responsibility. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see about that tomorrow. But either way, I think that they have a solid player in Kane who's probably going to take the mantle up and do a pretty good job at it. The problem is not with Warner and Kane and Best, or the problem is with the others chipping in, and that's been the issue with the Indians not being able to pitch in for the Sunrisers unit. So that's what they have to address, and if they can address that, then they can go on a few games run. But it's looking hard, and I guess with if they lose tomorrow, I think they'll have to start looking at probably not making the playoffs. I think tomorrow's game is probably the
I agree
game
with you.
that,
I
yeah.
think tomorrow is the nail in the coffin because Rajasthan also are on a poor run, and it's still mathematically possible after a loss. But if you're going to lose to Rajasthan, who are already in poor form as well, then it's going to be difficult. I think for either team, it'll be kind of goodbye if they lose tomorrow. It's hard to see, but they still have positives to look at. There's a big auction coming. They can experiment with the players. Both teams have youngsters, and yeah, but let's see how it goes. I think big miss for Rajasthan, no job for Archer, Ben Stokes for Sunrisers, Bhuvi and Natarajan. But
That
I
too.
think Rajasthan have a bigger loss in that sense. And for me, the Warner thing, I think it's basically that he's not in form, and they just want to bring in Jason Roy or somebody like that, and they want to change the balance, and that's what they want to do. They did that when Williamson captained. I know Warner was banned, but when they did take him out as captaincy, is because he wasn't fitting in the 11. And I
Yeah.
think that's the thing with Warner. I don't think as captain, I will back him 100 times out of 100 because Williamson is a great captain. He's fantastic. He's probably as good as Warner, but Warner has won you a championship. So I don't think his captaincy is a problem. I think it's his form. I wouldn't have done it mid-season. I honestly wasn't in favor of the decision, but I love Kane Williamson, and if he can change it around, then I'll be happy with that decision. But only time will tell, right? Because it also brings up rumors and this and that. Now the camera angle will look at Warner. Is he pissed off? Is he not pissed off? And the biggest thing which I was upset about was that you shouldn't say that the foreign quota in the 11 will also be different now. You
Yeah.
shouldn't say.
Yeah.
He's stepping down as captain. That's it. Don't go with all this stuff. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a rift, then that's unfortunate because you don't expect that in a team that is known to be the kind of the good guys. They've created that kind of the kind of aura about them, and it's unfortunate that it's come to this now.
Yeah, it goes to show that when the results don't go your way, whoever you are, you will feel the pressure and there will be some issues. But hopefully, let's see if they can solve them. But I think that wraps it up. Any last thoughts?
No, looking forward to the game tomorrow, and then I think there's really quickly there's Rajasthan and
Oh,
not
yes.
Rajasthan,
Delhi and
Delhi
Punjab.
and Punjab. So that's
Yeah.
again a very good game. Punjab will come off some confidence. Delhi's just been Delhi, so it's going to be a fun game to see.
Yeah, both coming with big victories, and it'll be interesting to see if Harpreet can pull off his magic again. But again, for me, Ravi Bishnoi, player to watch out for Punjab, and for Delhi Capitals, I want to see Kagiso Rabada. I haven't seen the best of him, and I think if we can see 3-4 wickets and a nice economy rate, that'll be good for Delhi.
Absolutely, looking forward to it.
All right, man. Take care. Thank you so much for joining me.